Last year we was invited to play at this camp, and then we got invited this year to come back and play.
This year was a little different from last year, like transportation-wise, because we had a lot less gear to pull, so we were able just to fit everything in Austin's truck, surprisingly.
Your backpack. Packed it in tight. I'm gonna keep it back here. Hey, I got a perfect spot for it, bro. Stay golden. Woohoo!
Okay, Blake's stuff.
I know what.
I didn't get much sleep. I work a midnight shift at UPS, which is 11 to 4, so get off work, go home, sleep about an hour. So I was like, you know what, I gotta drive 7 hours. I'm gonna stop the show and get me a couple Red Bulls.
Oh.
We had to be in Virginia at 3 or 3:30, so we left Knoxville at about 8. The big difference this time around this year was that there was only half of us going, so it was just me, Austin, and Dakota. We were missing our lead singer, Brady Witt, and our bass player, Tommy Brown. So we had to figure out how we could make a trio work.
You're doing on the straight down beat going into the, like, it's that point right.
This all started about 2 years ago when we met the Chapel Valley guys, and we spent quite a bit of time in their studio working on an album.
I'm gonna get on my back and I'm gonna look for some lines under here. Don't do anything perverted. Okay.
The what?
Don't do anything perverted to my body.
They had us lined up for multiple gigs and shows, and this just happened to be one of them.
Right here going to the bridge on that straight rhythm.
Oh yeah, I got straight.
And you come out. And I was still on that upbeat.
We're really thankful for them hooking us up and trying to get us out there.
Distortion is to the max.
Man, we're flying.
You know what I'm gonna do, boys? I'm gonna put it in park.
When we were on our way up there, we hit a traffic jam that put us back probably 45 minutes to an hour.
Bro, that looks so weird.
At one point, we stopped at a rest station because, well, it was mainly me. I had to pee so bad. Like I was literally contemplating getting out of the truck and like stepping over the guardrail just so I could take a leak and then get back in the truck. So we stopped at the rest station.
Like the protecting and stuff.
After we left the rest area, it wasn't long before we got out of traffic.
That ain't right. It's not. No, it's not. There's construction workers.
So when we got in the truck, we found out that the speedometer in Austin's truck was completely broke. Like it was stuck on 120.
In order to avoid getting a speeding ticket, I got on my phone. I downloaded an app that would tell you how fast you were going. So, save the day, I guess.
After we got to Virginia, we stopped to get us some lunch at Wendy's, which was delicious because we had realized we had a long night ahead.
Then we got some gas and headed up the mountain.
It was pretty nice when we got there. Chapel Valley guys have been there the day before, setting up the stage and the lights and everything, so all we had to set up was our instruments.
So we didn't tell them that there was only half of us that came. And so when we showed up, they were like, where's the rest of you? And we were just like, well, it's only going to be us three.
Okay, so do I need to be worried?
Do we need to teach Shane some songs real quick? No. Okay. I'm worried.
When we got there, they was really stressing and they was worried that it wouldn't be a full sound like it would be if it was the full band. But we had to quickly reassure them that everything was just fine.
I ain't playing that.
After we set up and got sound checked and everything, we headed up to the cabin, which is always one of our favorite parts.
That is a solid.
Open the eyes, don't run away, how we live.
So you happy with 6 minutes for tonight?
Peanut butter and jelly in the same jar. Now, the only way that could get better is if the bread was in the jar.
That would be awesome. That'd be intense.
Because I just got some stuff I got to take care of.
Do you all have any idea what Blake's been doing in the woods? I do. It's not good. Not good.
Especially because he's going to sell it and make money off of it.
How long will it take that?
The best part, I think in all of our opinions, was the fact that we got the mongoose, which is a golf cart. That way we didn't have to walk everywhere.
Here we go. Shortcut.
We were all a little bit nervous because this was a really conservative audience, and we didn't want to do anything overboard. We weren't nervous about messing up, really. We were just nervous because the first impression is always the huge one. Since we were doing 3 sets that weekend, the first one had to be golden, or else we probably wouldn't be invited back next time.
Hey, good catch your phone.
We didn't have cell service when we were up on top of the mountain, and that's when we ran into one of the first problems that we had. Austin forgot to call in to work and said that he wouldn't be able to make it. So we had to go into this little office building that had one of those phones that hook up on the wall. we were kind of nervous and scared that he would lose his job, but God took over and took care of it.
We're waiting to get started.
There was thousands of people there. It was crazy. They came from all over the country.
Everything went great that night. I don't know why we were so worried, because everybody was really like complimentary to us, like great job, and I loved your music, stuff like that.
Everything turned out good.
Sunday morning would be the second set that we would be doing, and then that went great. And then after that, we went to this little diner outside of the camp, and we went and got food, and the food was absolutely amazing. It was like a hole-in-the-wall place that you wouldn't expect.
After the Saturday morning set, we went and ate, and then we came back, and we were practicing a little bit, and these kids came up to us and were like, "Hey, I play guitar, can I play it?" And they asked Blake if he could play drums. I asked Dakota if they could play his guitar, and we were like, "Sure, why not?"
Yeah. It was really awesome when they all got on stage. Like, almost immediately, they were a band. Like, they just came together instantly. They started playing something. And it was also huge for us, because we realized that we're at the point now where everybody younger than us is looking to us for an example, and I can only hope that we were setting that good example for them. Everything went great that weekend, and we had a really good time. We made more friends, and it was good meeting old friends again, and I'm looking forward to doing it next year.
And I can't sit still. Do your will. Here I am, Lord, send me. Here I am, please choose me. Send me to the world so I can preach your holy word and do great things for God. I want to do great things for God.
This year was a little different from last year, like transportation-wise, because we had a lot less gear to pull, so we were able just to fit everything in Austin's truck, surprisingly.
Your backpack. Packed it in tight. I'm gonna keep it back here. Hey, I got a perfect spot for it, bro. Stay golden. Woohoo! Blake's stuff.
I know what. I didn't get much sleep. I work midnight shift at UPS, which is 11 to 4. So you get off work, go home, sleep about an hour. So I was like, you know what? I got to drive 7 hours. I'm going to stop the show and get me a couple Red Bulls.
Oh. We had to be in Virginia.
Last year we was invited to play at this camp, and then we got invited this year to come back and play.
At 3 or 3:30, so we left Knoxville at about 8. The big thing, the big difference this time around this year was that there was only half of us go.